Previously on A Mountain Echo.
I wait.
All right, so welcome back. No intros. We're gonna do a quick little recap of what we just missed. The last 2 weeks, we're back. Happy New Year. We have been gone for a little bit. Since you've been gone, if this is your first time watching it, watching our show, watching A Mountain Echo, we have had a lot of action, a lot of excitement that has begun. We have basketball. Las Cruces Bulldogs were number one seed right before the new year. They were undefeated. What was their final record, Jonah? Was it? Did they make it to 8-0
Actually, they were 11-0 before the year ended.
before it ended? Yeah. And then Mayfield was my personal favorite. They were also on a win streak as well as they were getting started on the season. And Oregon Mountain falling to a little bit of a dramatic loss to Hobbs before the new year came around. And also Centennial doing some good work, finishing, was it third in the Hoopla tournament uh, last week of December as well. Jonah, what has been going on with a few tournaments going on, some stuff going on in Hobbs? There was a game, some of Las Cruces teams were playing Roswell. I saw. What's been the update in the last week and a half?
Yeah, I think Oregon Mountain. I don't know if they were in the Hobbs one or the Roswell one, but they got to the championship game. Played Paulo Duro, who's a team from Amarillo. They lost by almost 20, I believe. But to get there, they beat a couple of good squads, 4A squads. I believe it was Albuquerque Academy and Goddard, who are both somewhere in the top 10 for 4A basketball. So Emma McDaniel and Max Popescu continuing to lead. I wrote this down in one of my articles that they lead on the court. They seem like quiet guys. I know I interviewed one of them a while back and he was pretty quiet. So they do most of their leading on the court, but I'm still impressed with them. They can light it from 3 point range. For Cruces basketball, like you said, they entered the year 11-0. They played Cleveland Friday night. They just got off to a really slow start. I think they're down 18-8 first quarter, then 39-26 in the half. And they brought it up in the second half. I think Jaden Brisby had 25. Ben Walton had 14, but they just couldn't find the 3 point shots that Cleveland was making. They couldn't have an answer for them. Um, but like I said in previous stuff, I've noted that it's nothing in the world. I mean, it's they're going to go down in the rankings maybe, but nothing lost there. Centennial dropped three straight, and they finally got back up to par against Silver, who's a solid 4A squad, and it
Hmm.
was a lopsided win for them. But like I said, I think Cooley too, who's their go-to player who averages a double double, needs help from guys like Trayson Huntsman, Ruiz Labarine, Anthony Edis, and Ariel Garza, who can all light up the scoreboard if they had the chance to. They just the offense goes through Cooley too, so maybe Coach Guerrero will make some adjustments there. And then um, Mayfield has been a little on and off lately. They're still my not my favorites, but they're still a squad that I see as a playoff caliber team.
Yep.
So I think I can't remember who they lost to. They beat Deming the other day, who is 1-14, but it's a good rebound game for them. But and we also got the girls' side where Centennial was ranked eighth in the 5A ranks for max preps, and they got beat by Hobbs, who was the number two or so team in 5A, but they also beat Roswell the other day. So, um, like I said, they're going to be ready when district comes around. So I know I kind of took up all the time right there, so I
Yeah.
apologize.
We had a 3 minute recap of our last season. I know it's middle of the season, but of our 2025 season. So it's okay. We're gonna put 3 minutes. We'll get better as it goes on. I just thought it'd be cool. Girls, you said I've been seeing a lot of activity with the Centennial Hawks. They've been doing pretty good. Obviously, strength of schedule is really high. That's one thing that Coach Abney has been kind of politicking around of being like, hey, look at our record, but also we've been playing really tough teams. So getting into district, hopefully that's better. The Las Cruces Bulldog girls, I've seen they're in there in the mix when it comes to rankings for 5A. I think they're 13. We'll go over it here in a second. Oregon Mountain girls and Mayfield girls also uh, working through some things, trying to get back to Mayfield back to the playoffs as they were the only team that went to the pit, as we had mentioned before. And then um, wrestling is the last topic here, just to get you caught up on things. Las Cruces Bulldog wrestling, boys and girls, they have been the real dominance in the city. They have obviously Colby Gonzalez, who's just um, he's a phenom, not only in New Mexico, but I think throughout the entire United States. He's a guy that people are looking at, turning heads, seeing him. But there's some girls that are placing in a big tournament that just happened a couple weeks ago. It was the conflict in Cleveland, and we had all the schools participating in that tournament. Not all of them placed. We'll go through that as well, and that's the recap for 2025 where we left off. What was that?
Heck
Five
yeah, we got
minutes?
that. We got that done. In like, hey, we'll count that as a good first time right there.
Heck yeah, that was perfect. But yeah, welcome back to A Mountain Echo. It's your boy Frankie, and that's Jonah Gallegos. You've been seeing a lot more of him, especially through NM Prep Co Sports. He did not take a break as we did. He was covering sports. We were going back and forth, at least communicating about the games. He was a lot better about writing and getting stuff done. But hopefully, you had a restful New Year, a blessed Christmas, and rejuvenated, ready to lock in. You've been sending me motivational reels. I've been getting motivational reels from other people. 2026, man. How you feeling?
It's time to lock in, baby. I took a little break there too. I mean, I was posting here and there uh, during the break, but I just wanted to get some of the news out and make sure that we're still keeping up to date. But I promise now we're all go. We're all full go, baby.
Yes, sir. We're really excited. I'm really excited for what 2026 brings. And I have my first decoration. I'm going to move because I still got to figure out where it's going to go. But shout out
Boom.
my brother in law. Let's go. The first flag.
That's pretty.
A Mountain
That's
Echo.
pretty right there.
You like that?
I do like that.
May- Maybe I'll put it on the ceiling. It's got to look.
Yeah, maybe.
It's got
Yeah,
to look
maybe.
presentable here because anywhere I move, and that's that I move around a lot, it's not going to be able to be seen. So still have to figure out where it goes, but hey, it's something. So,
Slowly
um,
building.
what was the highlight of your holiday break?
Nothing, man. Just seeing the family. But I wrote down in one of my article columns. I was like, it was a lot. It's this holiday season, especially with the kid now. It gets it's a little tiring. I'm glad it's kind of over. I'm happy that I got to see people from all over the place. But yeah, it's definitely time to get back to business.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is the perfect time for us to get started. Teachers are heading back to school. We're recording on Sunday night as we usually do. We'll be
Mm-hmm.
releasing this episode Monday morning. So if you're a teacher, if you're in administration of any sort, and you're listening to us on your drive to work, thank you so much. We look forward to spotlighting the kids that you guys take care of and educate, and excited to have a fun, exciting year for sports. We got baseball this year, or this semester, right? In the next couple months that we're game planning for baseball, track and field, obviously basketball, and and yeah, it's going to be a good time to see that swimming coming up a little bit. Well, it's already happening as we've covered a little bit, but soccer is something that is also in our on our radar as well. So cool. Let's hop right into it. We're gonna do some basketball. Let's do boys basketball first. I'm gonna put up here the standings for the boys. This is the 5A rankings according to Max Preps. There's always different rankings that you can see, but I like this list here If you Google it, it gives you the strength of schedule. There's other ones that'll break up conference and even like class that you've played, but I like this one because it's just overall. It's the ratings. Um, I didn't want to put the the Cruces being at 5.8. Obviously, strength of schedule is always something that's really strange. We had
Yeah, I
mentioned
just noticed that.
that that's something that is always being said. Oh, Cruces isn't playing tough teams, but they are. We've already went over it. Um, but they're one of the lower ones at 5.8. Maybe Farmington at 5.9 there. But as we mentioned, went into the new year number 1 in the state. We've been bumped to number 2 by Hobbs after the loss that we had on Friday. So here are the standings. I added their Oregon Mountain at 13. It's 12 teams in the state tournament, right, Jonah?
For basketball, it's 16.
Is it okay?
Yeah,
So we're in good shape there. I stretched it out to 13. So we see here Las Cruces Bulldogs at number 2. We see Mayfield at 11. We see Oregon Mountain at 13. And I, I I think
they were
Centennial's not
17,
too
I
far
believe.
along. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're right there.
Hmm. So this is as of this morning, and we have some games coming up this week. Cruces obviously trying to get back on that streak that they've had. Do you notice that they're still 11-0? That hasn't been
Yeah,
updated.
so
So
yeah, they updated like every Monday or Sunday or so.
okay.
So I wouldn't doubt it changed in the middle of this. But I think the last one was on New Year's Day. So they haven't put that loss in. So like I said, I think they'll probably go down. Rio Rancho's the only undefeated team left. They beat Volcano Vista the other day in like a dramatic fashion. But the good thing is, like after the past couple of years that Volcano Vista dominated, this year seems wide open. I mean, Farmington dominated Mayfield the other day. They're the team that upset Oregon Mountain a year ago, and I did some research, and I was like, a lot of those kids from last year's squad are seniors this year, so like
Hmm.
they're ranked down low, and their strength of schedule is what was it like 5.9?
5.9.
It says,
Yep.
yeah. So I mean, who wants to go to Farmington to play? So like it's
Yeah.
hard to schedule those games.
I don't want
So
Farmington to get come to Cruces anymore because they traveled well. Their fans were crazy
yeah,
for the playoff game. Um, I don't want to see Farmington anywhere. They're a really good team. So
yeah, that's what
yeah.
I was hinting at in that column. I was like, no, they could stay on the other side of the bracket or something because yeah, they still have the. I remember. I don't know if you remember the bigger guy. He was like 41 last year, number
Mhm.
41, and he was stroking it from three. He was bullying our guys down low. So he's back too. He's one of the guys that's a senior this year. So um, obviously these polls, these ranks don't mean anything. You still got to go out there and win games. But it's nice to see that at least, well, at Centennial, they got a nice win the other day. And four of our squads have a good chance of uh, making that state playoffs. And even if the four Las Cruces schools don't, I mean, I can see two of the Las Cruces schools and like Alamogordo making it as well because
Sure.
Alamogordo is doing pretty solid too. They're
Hmm.
quietly what 8-3.
10.
I think
Yep. So they're number 10. They're 8-3.
yeah.
Yeah. 4-0.
So
So there's another. I don't know how the strength of schedule works. Well, I'm sorry, 4-0. 4.0 is their strength of
yeah,
schedule. Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
then
we'll see.
um, what are you expecting here that Cruces will move down to? Because I actually didn't notice that until we were on air now, that the loss hasn't been registered now. So um, Cleveland's obviously going to move up, but they
Yeah,
have 2 losses, so that's going to be affected. I wonder how much will move from. I mean, essentially from one week to the next, go from 1 to 2 to maybe even 4. Um,
yeah. I would
yeah,
like to say that they would just drop like maybe one or two spots, but knowing, I mean, anime has nothing to do with it. It's max prep, so I think the fall to maybe like 5 or 4, maybe even 6. But um, yeah, it don't matter right now. I don't think Coach Ben or any of the players are losing sleep over it. It was a solid game. If they started off a little stronger that Friday night game, they would have been fine. But the real test is that they're going to play Hobbs in a couple of weeks before district, and then I think they end with Carlsbad non-district. But the Hobbs game at Hobbs is going to be really exciting. I know one of my good friends, Malik, or a couple past players that played at Hobbs always have good stories of like it just gets crazy there.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't have much to do in Hobbs, so like students show up, families show up, so that's a cool environment. If it wasn't so far, I think I'd say let's go watch it, but that's a drive right there.
Yeah, it's a what 5 hour drive. I
I don't think
mean,
I've ever even been to
not worth it.
Hobbs.
I lived in Hobbs for a little bit. It was a lot of
You
fun,
did?
but huh. In my seminary days, I lived
Yeah.
at Saint Anne Parish, so 4 months. Yeah, 4 months, and it was really neat. I think we did like an event, and one of the youth directors was like, "Hey, you should do a basketball tournament. You'll get kids to show up." And I was like, basketball, really? And we opened it up, mentioned basketball, and there was a ton of signups. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, Hobbs is a big basketball town. That's one of like the first lessons I learned in like trying to do youth stuff and like different activities was Hobbs likes their basketball. So, you are
I think
absolutely
they
right.
even
Yeah,
get the Gussmacher to go through that town too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, and Gussmacher seems to like don't they go to like into the Mountain Gods and then Hobbs? I think those
Yeah.
are the two
Yeah, they
locations
go
in New
like
Mexico.
here, Mescalero. They used to go to Alamogordo, but I think Alamogordo pushed it to like a November date, which is kind of cool. It's nice
Yeah.
and cool by then.
Cool. Well, let's enough of Hobbs locations or our experience of Hobbs basketball. Uh the girls, this is here, same thing. The ranking for the girls 5A, we have Rio Rancho at number 1, Farmington at 2. So shout out to Farmington. They have a good basketball culture there as well. Speaking of Hobbs at 3. But for the Dirty South, we have Las Cruces Bulldogs at number 9, Centennial at 10, and pretty close down there, Oregon Mountain. They struggled last year, kind of going through the same things as well this year. And Mayfield also on the brink there. I don't know what their ranking was, but I looked at it, and now that you told me it was 16, for some reason I thought it was 12. Um, I think 17. Well, we can take a look at it here in a second.
Yeah, I guess they changed because I on the 20 oh yeah, I guess the 29th I wrote a column and I think this is updated in the first, but
Hmm.
yeah, I mixed it up. But Las Cruces is 8 last week, but now they're 9. Centennial's at 10. That's a good spot for them.
Hmm.
I was saying in something that I wrote that if they get if I think if Centennial gets like a 12 seed or 11 seed, I mean, with any March Madness, that's a good seed to have to kind of pull off an upset. I mean, we saw last year with Farmington in Oregon Mountain. Um, and actually, last year in the girls' bracket, the 12th seed Carlsbad, which our good friend, I can't remember his name right now. I'm sorry. I'm
Trey
drawing a blank.
Trey
Trey,
Gonzalez.
yeah, mentioned it to their. They had a semifinal run and they were a 12 seed. They ended up losing to Hobbs, and then even I think the
Hmm.
10 seed Rio Rancho was the 1 seed this year, upset someone in the first round too, getting to the pit. So um, you don't really care about seeds when you get to the playoffs. You just gotta go out there and play. But I think Mayfield is 15. If they get that another girl to help Sienna McInnes, I think they'll be fine. I'm really interested to see them in district because district kind of rolls through them. But it'll be interesting to see if Centennial or Cruces can kind of get those 2 wins against Mayfield this year,
Yep.
which I still stick with. My favorite is Centennial. I like Coach Abney, and I like the way he coaches. I like his style. I like the way the girls play. They're always high intensity. And same with kind of Coach Selby, who I think coached under Coach Abney back when we were at school um, in those years. And those girls play with 100% effort too. I think Centennial just has a little more athleticism and I want to say height, but I don't know. I'd have to recheck that too. But it's going to be exciting. I think someone different this year is gonna rule that district besides Mayfield.
Yeah, I, I think it's being drawn up that way. Um, Obviously, Coach Maya is still leading that team. You never want to write them off, but from I've seen now two games of the girls. Most recently, the one against Los Lunas for the Hoopla championship. But um, I was really impressed at how aggressive they were. I You could tell that they weren't at their full capacity, their full strength. Similar to what I had said with the Las Cruces Bulldogs last this past season for football, where
Yeah,
even though they were doing well, they didn't beat Los Lunas, but they played, efficient enough where you could see that they were a quality team. Things got away from them in like one quarter. Um, but Bella Walter is one that kind of blew up in the third quarter. You had is it Carly Nunez who did well in like the second or the first half, second quarter. If you bring it all together, I think Centennial is going to be really strong. And
yeah.
the Cruces girls, obviously, they're a little bit older. I think they have a couple more seniors where they are just going to be they're going to be up there no matter what. So I think Centennial and the Las Cruces Bulldogs are the teams for the girls' side that we need to keep an eye out on. And then, I mean, let's get Centennial back in the playoffs. Another three schools being represented in the tournament. That's what we need, man.
I mean, yeah, we keep talking about it. The goal is to get a good amount of our Las Cruces area teams into the pit at least.
Hmm.
It's just yeah, get past that first round, and it gives us something to do when we're there. When hopefully this time we'll stay a little longer, but two, it's just exciting to see those kids experience that type of uh, I guess that level of play in that style of stadium. It's a really cool atmosphere, and of course, as you continue to go on and move further into the bracket, it gets more intensified. So definitely exciting. It's gonna be a busy month for us for sure. March.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun for sure. Um, I want to go into a little bit more detail now that we've kind of done a little summary of where they're at, what their standings are. Um, want to get into what their schedule looks like here in the next couple of or this week in these couple of days, starting with Centennial. Oops, let me move this. There's so many screens on my end. All right, cool. So the for this week alone, it's just going to be basketball. This is on Max Preps. There is a way if you're watching and you want to figure out how it is. I at least learn what games are going on. Plus, LCPS Athletics is a Google search that you can make. Open up the web page for LCPS, and at the bottom, there's a link that you can click for whatever school you want to find, and it'll give you it'll essentially send you over to Max Preps, but you can see all of the events by school. So eventually, we're going to be able to see swimming, wrestling, baseball. Everything will be on here. So for now, all there is the sports that are happening, which is only basketball, but you have a view of freshman, JV, and varsity. So um, we have here on Tuesday the Centennial, essentially the entire basketball program will be playing Valencia at 7 p.m. Jonah, do you know anything of Valencia? I know we've played them in a couple tournaments, right? At least, was it in El Paso?
I'm not sure. But I know that they're up there in the top 10 for 4A basketball.
Hmm.
Um, and I want to say the girls are too on the other side. Um, and I just wrote about this. So you think I would know more, but go down a little bit. Oh yeah, C9.
Yeah,
I was kind of right.
yeah, they're up there next to Silver City.
Yeah, it's interesting how Coach Carrillo uh, scheduled a lot of, um, not a lot, but more of the 4A top 10 teams. And not that he knew that they're going to be top 10, but I mean, he knew they're going to be solid competition. So, and even Del Norte, who three of our schools here beat, actually, maybe all of them, they're up there in the top five in 4A. So, yeah, we don't. I know the strength of schedule says otherwise, but these schools have played some pretty tough, regardless of class teams. So It's
Yep.
a good sign heading forward.
Yeah, I mean, obviously now on the girls' side, but the girls will play on Thursday, or for Centennial, they're going to play Silver City. So um, again, 4A, another 4A school there, and then on Friday the girls will play again. So is this? See, this is what's difficult is we never know. But so back to back days they're going to play Silver City and then Carlsbad. Um, it's it doesn't say it's a tournament. There's usually a little asterisk, but then they're going to play Carlsbad
Yeah,
on there. And then the boys are will wrap up the week with Roswell, which is that's a big game there. Um, I think Roswell is. Did we see what their ranking was?
I think they're little. Yeah, I guess they're 12th now. Yeah, is that girls or boys? That's
This is the
oh
boys.
yeah, and boys they were. I think they're a little further back, but they still have a decent record.
Mhm.
I think it was like 8-4, 8-5, or something like that. But regardless, if you play those Roswell, Carlsbad, Hobbs teams, they're always going to be good, right?
Yeah, we saw here that Roswell was able to beat Oregon Mountain by four, 2 days before Christmas. So there you have it. As far as Centennial, if you're a Centennial fan, you have the boys playing Valencia, and then you have them playing Roswell, and then the girls will have back-to-back days where they play Silver City, and then they'll go ahead and play Carlsbad the following day. So that's your basketball for Centennial. For Oregon Mountain, we will see um, these are freshmen versus the varsity boys. So on Tuesday they're playing Los Lunas, and the girls same day will be playing Los Lunas. So flip flop, the boys will be traveling to Los Lunas, and the girls will be hosting Los Luna. I think they're the Tigers. So there'll be a little bit of a flip flop there, same schools, and that'll be neat. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, we saw the Los Luna girls do really well against Centennial, so we'll see how the girls are able to match up there. And then the Tigers are, where's their record? Let's go to their
5 in.
standings here. They're 5-7,
Interesting.
21. So they're down there. Cool. And then Oregon Mountain will play Carlsbad, and that one will be at Carlsbad. So they got to go. The boys got to go to Los Lunas, and then they have to go to Carlsbad. That is far.
Yeah,
Don't they have
that's a
school?
quite a drive.
Don't you have school? What the heck? First week of school. Um,
That's what I'm saying. There's a Mayfield did like a day in the life of one of their athletes, their basketball guys. I think it was Fernie Corona, who we talk about a lot, and they were doing like the whole thing in his little day, and he's like working like 6 to 12. Anyways, the point is, he never showed like him going to class. So I was like, when do these kids go to class? Do they have like off days or uh, I don't know. Back in like when I was at Centennial, they didn't allow us to have off periods, but I know Cruces and other schools did. But I was like, what the heck?
Centennial didn't let you have off periods.
No, dude. I had so many credits. It's ridiculous.
My
Pointless
last
credit.
year, my last year at then Onyate, I think I had like three off periods. Yeah, and I didn't. I didn't. Yeah, I don't know, but that's strange. I didn't know that. But
Yeah,
could you take
it
dual
was
credit
rough.
classes? Could you get off campus?
Yeah, I mean, but I wasn't the smartest kid. Like I took AP classes and I thought it was cool, and I was like, no, this is extra work. So it was not really well planned by myself.
Okay. Well, Oregon Mountain fans, Jonah's going to school now, so good. We're not going to school, but he's applied more. But go to school. the Oregon Mountain fans, here we go. You have their basketball. It's going to be first half of the week is going to be against Los Lunas, both your boys and your girls, and then same thing. Oregon Mountain is going to be going to Carlsbad on Friday and playing the Cavemen, boys and girls. So a good old clean swap. We love to see it. Nice and
We love
simple.
that.
Heck yeah. Now for Mayfield. We have the boys playing Da Vinci. That's an early matchup for. I remember the Bulldogs played them like their first or second game of the year,
Yeah,
right?
the
And they
yeah the Bulldogs have
had a
played him
tournament.
like 2 or 3 times already.
Yep. Mhm.
It's getting a little boring matchup at that point.
It's probably why their strength of schedule is so low. You play the same couple teams, but
Yeah.
um, I'm trying to do beat new me. No smart remarks. I'm trying my best, but it is what it
Yeah,
is.
you're doing
Uh,
good. You're doing good. I'll take that over for you.
cool. Then we have a matchup with the Bulldogs. Or I'm sorry, Mayfield, playing Roswell as we mentioned. Um, also, was at the ninth. So the boys and the girls will be playing Roswell, and then it's going to be another swap where Los Lunas and Carlsbad boys and girls will be playing them. So we're gonna get a pretty good taste of what kind of talent we have with some more comparisons of inner city matchups, head to head matchups, and things like that. So that'll be neat on the 10th. The oh no, yep, the 10th. The girls, Mayfield girls will be playing Los Lunas, and then the Mayfield boys will be heading over to Carlsbad. So that tells me that there's a tournament out there, Jonah. There's something happening. Oh, is it the Hobbs? Is that what happens? Did the Hobbs tournament already happen?
Yeah, Hobbs happened New Year's Eve, that
That's what
week
I
of New
thought.
Year's Eve.
That's what I thought. So what is this? Hmm. Something happening over there because where did we see it? See that the 10th, ninth.
Well, that's
Yeah,
girls
so
and boys, so
the
they're just
boys, yeah,
separated.
yeah, so the Knights, so the Oregon Mountain are going to play on the ninth against Carlsbad, and then the very next day the Trojans are going to play Carlsbad 7 p.m. and then 12:30. So just a back to back. So
Interesting.
we're going to have a couple teams in the Carlsbad area.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Let me see that.
As you look for that, I'll do recap here. What we can go back, but for the Las Cruces basketball boys and girls, you get what we're doing here. We are going to have on the first half of the week, the Bulldogs will be traveling to Roswell at 6 p.m. to face them, and the girls are going to host um, at the Dog Pound. They're going to host Silver City. So another for a matchup coming down to the Dirty South. Well, I guess Dirty South playing Dirty South there. And then second half of the week, we are going to have the Bulldogs head over to Los Lunas. So again, Cruces varsity, they're going from Roswell to Los Lunas in a span of 4 days. So just a lot of traveling this week.
That's
First week of
Yeah,
school,
I bet you
it's
the
syllabus day.
yeah,
Who cares?
that's true. Yeah, but don't these kids go to school? Come on now.
Should. Yeah. Yeah, it's better now than later, who knows.
Yeah, when finals hits, yeah, you're right. You're right.
You're becoming a grouch. You're being an old man. We're getting old is what it is. Not just you
It's just
specifically, me myself.
it's just like
Get off my
I did
lawn
not like
style
school back
things.
in the day. If I was I would have played basketball just to miss school if I knew it was like this. Come
If
on
you want to
now.
miss school, it's golf that you want to play because they're always traveling somewhere.
Just an all day
Um,
thing. Right.
that was
That's
my
true.
that was my regret. Well, you have to play multiple rounds.
Yeah.
So you play like a
Well,
Friday, Saturday, you play a couple days, so you're for sure staying at a
oh,
hotel no matter what.
that's fun.
Surf and turf golf, baby. That wasn't even planned. We're gonna be doing a couple
Let's
things covering
go.
some golf. I'm excited for that. Go get yourself some merch. That's the end of commercial. Sorry. Um, uh, yeah. So the city of Las Cruces is going to be driving around a little bit, I guess. So um, if you see a bus out there, honk. Tell them email Neko sent you.
Yeah. Yeah, let
You're
them know.
Yes, sir. So that right there is our look into next week with nothing but basketball, which is a good problem to have. And we're about what 2 or 3 weeks away from district getting started, so we're gonna have a couple more of these games where we're like, well, what the heck is happening? And then we're gonna see where the big dog's at, and then we're gonna let everything settle, and we're gonna see who are the best teams in the city. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Last year was a blast. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Did we miss anything? Anything I need to look over or kind of put back on the screen here, Jonah?
Now you're good. You're
Okay.
doing. You did a smooth job with all that.
Gracias. Muchas gracias. Cool. Let's real quick get into some NMSU men's basketball. Um, we're we love basketball. We're Aggies. My nephew now at this point, it was super cool. He went to a game. He's 3, and he's trained every time the fight song turns on, or anytime the national anthem is on. Um, he goes, "Aggie fans, on your feet." So
Oh,
I am on my feet. Aggie fans on my feet, on your feet, everybody. But damn, we went 6-0, and then just like forgot how to play basketball. What happened?
you know what? I was talking to my dad, who's a longtime Aggie fan as well. It just and it's no knock on Coach Huon. I think it was a good hire at the time, where Aggie basketball was in the dumps for culture wise. It was good to get a good man out there and lead the way he does. But I think we need to maybe tone it down with the defensive talk. I think we're maybe, and it's hard to do that mid year, and I don't think they will. But it just seems like our offense is too much one on one basketball. No one moves around. Maybe early in the play clock, they'll be setting some off ball screens and whatnot, but then everyone just stands around. And then Jamel Jones will have to go to the rack and do his little LeBron James turnaround fadeaway shot.
It's
Um,
clean.
or
It's real
it's
clean.
clean, yeah, but it's not going to work every time. And
Hmm.
then it's just like we're doing too much one-on-one basketball. And with our aggressive defense, we're bound to get some tacky foul calls and whatnot. And it just seems like the second half comes around, or even the first half, and we're putting teams in the bonus or double bonus way too early in the game, where that team is already they're just gonna go get hacked and get to the free throw line, get some easy points without the time running down. So it's very frustrating because we're not used to losing on this side, as fans, as team, as
Yeah.
players, as the administration knows. So, something's got to change there, and very quickly.
One thing just to find some silver lining here, because like you said, we love Coach Hooten. We've come across him a couple of times. I love the fight that he has in him, right? Always willing to um, take accountability for the losses and the way that the boys play so that he can kind of carry that the blame on himself to better the team. And so I like everything about him. Obviously wins and losses, no matter what how you perform is really important. But one thing that he mentioned to me also is, or not to me, he mentioned it, and I wanted to mention in an interview, he was saying that there's a lot of guys that are here for the first time, right? So this is the first year he's got these guys, and there's guys on the bench that might be able to produce better than the guys that are starting. But he's only had a year or less than a year to really see and to know how these guys play. And you can't really recreate that competitive environment when you're playing a conference caliber team. You know what I mean? Like a conference
Yeah,
game. So um, he's playing around with the lineup. He's trying to make things work. We know who our main scorers are, but you have to figure out who those guys are that are find the perfect equation, that special formula of guys on the court at a specific time to do a specific role. So the one thing that I'm really hoping for and that I'm hopeful for to see, just because I don't want to go through a season us knowing we're not going to be even competitive for a conference tournament. I don't want to live
Yeah.
through that. I know you don't want to live through that. So I'm going to choose to be hopeful. And I think as coach starts to mix and match a lot of these guys, we're going to be able to beat the Mississippi States, or I'm sorry, the Missouri States, or the Western Kentucky, Middle Tennessee. Um, we have to. It's what the Aggies do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah,
So
that's a good take right there. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And yeah, like we said, we're not trying to diss on Coach Hoon because we love what he does. We love his energy. We love we love everything about him really. And it's kind of a funny story too. He actually got hacked on X the other day, yesterday, and I was like, why is he sending me crypto stuff? And so
oh
Coach, it
no,
happens. It happens to the best of us, Coach. Don't even stress about it. He had that stress on him too during this game today. I was like, imagine that having back in your mind, like I'm getting hacked and I'm over here having to yell at these young men. That's a rough day. It's a rough weekend for him.
coach, hit us up. There's an authorization thing you can do, and we did on our stuff. Hit us up, coach. I'll help you. It's really cool. Like I know every time you log into something of ours, so um, there's a way to prevent that. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, actually, I'm not gonna assume what NMSU knows about media and social media anymore, um, because well, we need to get with the times a little bit more. We're working on it, but yeah, coach, if you need some help, hit us up.
I hear you, amigo.
Yeah, so this is our record here. We started off strong. I mean, I knew this is the University of Southwest. They're a small school in Hobbs. I think they were like a small Christian school. I think they were like non-denominational of some sort. Like I said, when I lived in Hobbs, I was doing some ministry work. Um, I did some youth ministry stuff in that area, and it is a very tiny school. So I was not impressed, nor was I excited that we had won 104-33 against the University of Southwest. We needed to win by more than that. And our two losses after beating a team 104-33 is more stressful than actually the excitement of it. So um, we beat Coach Hooten's not alma mater, but his old school that he had coached
Yeah,
at Sam Houston. That was a quality win. We covered it before the break, but I mean, if we're gonna look at something, we already have a conference win, so it's not terrible. It's not like we're like winless in Conference USA.
yeah,
So
yeah. And like you said, he's still mixing and matching, which is a good and bad thing. But um, he has guys like Versesh, who's like their three point guy, but he can also get to the rim like most people can at this level. But even like Randall, Elliott, um, Osborne, who played for us last year,
hmm
it seems like sometimes he gets a little pissed off too early and doesn't really let them, I guess, make the corrections on the court. And maybe he tried that in earlier the season and he's just like over it at this point. But sometimes there seems like there's lineups in that are working really well together, and then sometimes he's quick to kind of make some substitutions, and you could tell it doesn't mesh well with the team. So, but it's early in the conference schedule. We'll see what happens. I know we have a couple of home games coming up. Aggie fans get out there, support, make it
hmm
loud. Like I said, we have one of the best stadiums, arenas in Division One basketball. I stick to that, and especially in Conference USA basketball.
yep.
So make it special.
Yeah, take a look at these guys here at the bottom. So I sorted this through total minutes played here. Look at the bottom half of this. Chris Terrell is someone that
Mhm.
we had talked about before as someone who's going to be really good for us. He's played
I don't
every
think he
single
even
game,
played today.
but he hasn't played much. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's someone that I think coach is mentioning that is like, hey, we still got guys that need to get their minutes and need to earn their minutes. And I think this is time where we're going to start seeing these dudes here at the bottom start to slowly earn those game minutes because, well, why not? And so we'll see how that goes. I mean, as far as starting, we've had a consistent. Now it's sorted this way. Look at everyone who started. There's only been three guys who really haven't been. And Osborne is someone who we had before. Those are the two, Jacoby and
Yeah.
you mentioned. Who's the other that came back?
Pickens,
Pickens,
Gabe
Pickens,
Pickens.
yeah, Gabe Pickens. So those two are the guys that were here last year, and we see that Jacoby has only started two games. So um, this is the new reality. Next year we're going to be talking about the same thing, man. Where
Yep.
maybe two of these guys stay, and it's going to be a fresh new set of dudes who are trying to make NMSU basketball successful. Um,
Yeah.
it's just going to continue to happen, and so we hope that the guys that Coach Hooten is able to recruit and be able to bring um, to Las Cruces. It's kind of a one and done. You're like, all right, guys, we're gonna go on tour for a year and see what we can do for March Madness, and then um, one goal is to win games, and the other goal is to get tape so you can get the heck out of here and go make money somewhere else. Um,
Yeah.
until those things change, this is our reality, and the guys we see now won't be there, right? So, um, and hopefully some of these guys find Las Cruces as a good place to live, a good place to go to school, get an education. Um, and if we make it fun, if the next 3 months are a good time, a good experience for a player, they might want to stick around a little longer. So that's on us. That's on us.
Yep.
Uh,
Amen, brother.
we have the girls that are doing, they're doing all right. They've won a couple games. They've strung along a
Oh,
solid
they had
win. Yep.
yeah,
They
they
were going
had
back and
such a
forth, but
good
this big one was Eastern. Go ahead.
they had a good game against Liberty where they led for a good amount.
Hmm.
They outplayed Liberty until the last like Liberty had like 11-0 run to end the game, which tells you right there they only lost by 5 Aggies. But I mean they won today, so good for them. That's I just saw they had OT win, so
Hmm.
um, get back on get back on track.
I don't know why I thought they had. I think I stopped watching this game, and I thought they had beat
Yeah, because they're
Liberty.
winning. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's
they're
what it was. Yeah, Liberty exploded at the end with 30 points.
yeah.
Yep.
I think I stopped watching too. I was just like, okay, we got this. And then I had an update from Twitter.
Yeah, that's not a good way to end the game there. Ah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I definitely thought we had won all our games in the new year. That's why I was like, we strung along a nice little win streak. But yeah, we beat Delaware today, and in OT. Yeah, it was on ESPN Plus. I was just getting the notifications on that today. So the girls will not be hosting a game until January 15th against FIU. Uh, the men, what was the men's? When do we host another game? Thursday at 7 o'clock. Pan Am,
Nice.
Western Kentucky.
Yeesh. Hey, this isn't the whack anymore, Aggie fans. All right, every game is every game is gonna be really like a dogfight. So I wish
Yep.
people would stop comparing stuff to like those whack days when we were playing Chicago State or something.
I went to that Chicago State game right before COVID when I was going to school in Chicago. I
Uh
drove
huh.
down to the south side and I watched the Aggies play Chicago State. And like I was thinking we were gonna see like a really nice stadium. We're gonna go into a little arena. No, man, it was like the freaking Mayfield gym. No knock on the
Didn't
Mayfield
they?
gym, but the fact that it was the same level and there was a D1, yeah, it was a tiny.
Don't they have like really steep seats? Like it's just like really like s- small. I don't know. I feel like
No,
I've
they're
seen it in a
just
picture.
they
No.
just kind of come in and out. The so just
Oh
how like a regular like high school gym, the you can flip a little switch and the seats all come out.
yeah,
That's
that's
what they
right.
had.
Was that
and
the
only
game when
one
they
side
lost?
was taken out.
Aggies lost?
They won. They won.
Oh, okay. I remember they
Yeah.
lost to them like the last time they played them actually. But we had like 4 people hurt that year, so that game.
Yeah. Yeah, this was 2019. Yeah. It was cold. I remember it was cold, so it was around this time, right before the whole pandemic, everybody home, spring break, all that good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Um but here's the record for Western Kentucky, who were playing on Thursday. They beat Sam Houston 102-91. So
Dang.
that was a lot closer of a game for Western Kentucky than what we had with Sam Houston. So, and that was a home game. So we'll see. And then they had a close win against Louisiana Tech, and they lost to Jack State right before the new year. So um, that is they are 2-1 in Conference USA, and we are 1-2.
Mm,
So
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. This is where we can kind of tie up the at least tie Western Kentucky as far as standings in
Yeah, the good
Conference
news is
USA.
that Aggies play really decent at home. Always have, no matter who the coach is. But this year, under Coach Huon, I want to look at his overall record on the road. It's probably not too good.
Especially last year, we struggled. Well, last year we actually did better on the road than we did at home. We couldn't win a game at home. Remember, we just had to win like one of three games,
Oh, you're right. I
and we
stand
we couldn't
corrected.
do
Yeah,
it.
you're right.
Yeah, yeah, we struggled at home.
Well, now I
And
look
also,
down.
I hate FIU's court. I just remembered that. I'm glad that was
Oh
something I
yeah, come
just.
on now. Why do we have to? Yeah, why do you gotta have an ocean on the court? Where's that a bounce line? That's what I kept saying. Oh,
Yeah, we need to rewatch that game. There was at least three turnovers, especially in the second half, that happened because people were like, "Oh, am I stepping out right now?" Because how are you even supposed to know? You just see a color change on the ground. You're playing the game. You need to, you're using your peripheral to see the out of bounds line, and you have the ocean there, bruh.
yeah,
That's
and I forgot
that's
that the old point guard for Azadi Jackson was on that team. And that just made me want to beat them even more. But yeah, he did good. He had like a, almost probably close to 10 assists that game, I think, against us. Oh
that's a
well,
game I wanted. I wanted that game for sure.
you
Something
won that
about
bad, huh?
FIU. Something about FIU because I freaking
Despise that court.
that court. I remember saying something about that last year too. I've mentioned it before,
Yeah, we
but
did. We
it's
did say something about that.
but it's like that court is just I don't know, but that's a game we can get back. I think we beat FIU last year in FIU, and then they came to
Mhm.
to Cruces and we lost. That was one where we just couldn't figure it out. We
Oh
couldn't figure it
yeah,
out
yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
And
There
we
was a
should have won that
couple,
game because they weren't too
yeah,
good.
yeah. But I wanted to let's go back a little bit here, high school, real quick. I had mentioned right before the break the conflict at Cleveland had happened, and it was one of the first events of the year for wrestling, January 2nd and 3rd. And obviously, if you're not following Colby Gonzalez yet, go do so. He's always sharing random pages or just posting his submissions and his faults. A fault is a pin, or fall. And so he's been dominant the whole time. But he posted it was like I think it was an 80-man bracket in his weight class for this tournament. I think it was 8 matchups. He got 4 pins, one first place, and let me share my screen here with y'all. This is the girls. Let me go to the boys here. This is a really neat website that I'm finally getting comfortable with here. But you can look up the specific event. These are all the schools that were at this tournament. Pretty crazy.
Damn.
All the way from El Paso, you got Colorado, Texas. I saw some California, I think, some Arizona. Yeah, so all over the place. But I digress. This was really neat. This is one of the bigger ones. We talk about the one that the Cruces holds, the Harold Harrison. tournament. The one in Cleveland and Rio Rancho area is really neat. Elicio is Cisneros got fourth place in his weight class. Carlos Gamboa, who we mentioned is really close, at least seemingly, to Colby. He got second in this tournament. What's really neat and that's really helpful here is you can click um, into the name and you can actually see all the matchups they had and when it ended. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, he lost by 1 point. Carlos did in the championship, and it was really close. I wish there was a way for us to go in there and even deeper see when that
Yeah.
point was scored. Maybe you can. Um, but bro, 1-0 in a wrestling match, 1 point is like just like escaping. There it was. He escaped. So all he did was get out of the clinch. Both guys went down to the ground. For whatever reason, there was no points. I don't know what happened exactly here, but if you're able to get out when you are in like the lesser position in wrestling, you get a point just for getting
Oh
out
wow.
of the situation. And then it's 2 points to take somebody down. So if you really wanted to be an a-hole, you could just like boom down, let them get up, boom down, and now you're winning
Yeah.
4-2. You could be an a-hole and do that if you wanted to. Um, so yeah, this guy with a minute and 56 seconds left, good got up, and that's how he won the event.
That's
I wonder
crazy.
what school. I wonder where Brighton is. If that's even. I don't think that's a. I
That's
don't think
definitely
that's a New
not a New
Mexico
Mexico
school.
school.
Yeah,
No.
I wonder where he's from. That's the caliber of competition that we have in this. We have in well in the state, but also for the Las Cruces area or in Las Cruces High School, the Bulldogs. Colby, of course, he got first place in his weight class as he always does there. So shout out to him. I mean,
Dang, 20
yeah.
to
So
was that 5?
and this one, yeah, and this one was a technical fall. So this one, if I remember correctly, TF means that you've scored more than 15 points, and so it ends right there.
Oh,
When
like a
when you've
mercy rule?
outscored somebody, yeah, it's a mercy rule.
Damn, Kobe, relax.
hmm So, the dude's a dog. I love, seeing some of the highlights. Obviously, we can't be at all the events or see all of them. But what I really like is this kid is dominating everybody that's in front of him, and every time he pins somebody, boom, fall. He like gets up and like high fives his coaches, like if it was like the state championship. His intensity is awesome. So he's doing great. Um, I believe no one else. Oh my gosh, no one else placed. Yeah, no one else placed. Keegan was the one I was looking for to see how he would do. He was one that did well in the Las Cruces Invitational. But for the girls, we did have some girls in Las Cruces that did well. So I want to highlight them real quick. Yeah, it was the two girls, Paige and Emberly. They got fifth and sixth. Again, with the massive competition that's happening, this here is an equivalence to placing in a state tournament in the city in the state of New Mexico. So some exciting matchups that are happening, and I got a message from one of the I think it was a parent, someone who's involved with one of the schools in wrestling, and they reached out. I haven't messaged back. I did read it. So if you're watching and you're hearing this, I will respond to you. We were on a little bit of a break, obviously, but yes, they reached out and said they want to help in kind of giving us a little bit of knowledge of what's happening. We'll for sure take you up on it. So um, that's wrestling talk. Some combat. Um, Stephanie Hahn won. Do you know who Stephanie Hahn is, Jonah?
I've heard of her and I've seen her all over my ex lately. She's from El Paso, right? Or she fights out of El Paso, or am I just completely wrong?
Yeah, she fights out of El Paso. Everything you'll see says she's from El Paso. Um, she is a police officer for El Paso Police Department.
Oh, really? Wow.
However, her trainer is from Las Cruces. He is over at Pals, so he trains her, and she is a she's part of a family royalty of champions. Her brother Abraham, they call him Ab. He he was a champion. He fought and was, I mean, he represented El Paso, Las Cruces area forever. And her sister, Stephanie's sister Jennifer, was also a world champion. And I was looking up right before the show, she was the first world champion, um, first female world champion from the El Paso area ever. So, um, Stephanie is the younger sister to Jennifer, and now she has defended her title 3 times. So she beat Holly Holmes, who is a New Mexico native. But technically, if you ask me, Stephanie is someone that I've known about for a while. She's been a champion forever and trains. She has a lot of background in the Las Cruces area too. So to me, the Stephanie Hahn beating Holly Holmes was a local win for the Dirty South. So shout out to her.
Let's go.
Um, I like the MVP promotions was Jake Paul. He's been promoting boxing. Yeah, he's one of the biggest promoters for women boxing in the
Really?
history of boxing. Yeah, his promotion had a card where the main event was a woman, and he had the first woman main event in Madison Square Garden ever. A few like last year. So he's been doing a bunch of stuff. I mean, when else do you hear like just the promotion that happened now? Um, the third to last fight was a male fight. Other than that, it's just women that have been boxing, which is really cool. So whether you hate or love Jake Paul, um, he's been doing some pretty cool stuff for the sport of boxing, in particular for the women, which isn't something that happens very often. So Amanda Serrano fought and won. She retained her championship, but she had a they there was a forfeit, so it wasn't the typical matchup that was supposed to happen. So then Stephanie Hahn and Holly Holmes became like the main event for the night. Although they didn't fight in the main event position, that one ended up being the main event. It ended on a cut. She couldn't stop her. She got a headbutt. I think it was her left side actually.
Damn.
Yeah, got a
It's
headbutt. Holly
political,
Holmes, man.
obviously.
Boom, cabezazo right in the freaking face. And they couldn't stop the bleeding, so they went to the scorecard, and Stephanie was winning.
Yeah, it's a no go for fighting for me. But respect to those who do it.
Yes, sir. Cool. Anything else? What are we missing?
Nothing. We got all our stuff right on time. You predicted it too. Or this show would be a little bit shorter than the other ones, but once we get more into the crossover season with other sports, it's gonna be a little
You say
more
it feels.
information
I
for you
mean,
guys.
we're right at about an hour. So
Really?
yeah.
Oh, well then
Thanks for
I stand
watching,
corrected.
guys. We got an hour, about an hour now. After I just kind of cut the beginning a little bit, and we do a couple things. What you guys see, I just kind of chisel the ends. It's all one shot, but yeah, my recording says an hour and 5 minutes. So
Oh, well,
yeah.
there you go.
All right. Well, happy New Year's, guys. Appreciate y'all. Um, Follow, subscribe if you're still here. There are some really cool things coming up with our with our partnership with Surf and Turf. There, scan the QR
Oh, well,
code.
I'm going the
Yeah.
wrong way.
So we have a couple things that are coming out. We'll be launching that. But when you see our stuff and we're kind of promoting where it's not your typical content that you see from us, it's because we want to get a Mountain Echo too, but the Surf and Turf information out to everyone, to the masses, because it is a great discount code that anybody can use. And all of that, whether you buy it in Oklahoma or you buy it in Massachusetts or you buy it in Florida, that a percentage of that does return to us. And so that's kind of a game plan that we have that I, talked about before. So, yeah, Las Cruces, let's get it. Let's do some cooler things for the city. Um, Jonah, last message. Feel good. How are we gonna feel good this week? What you gonna do for us?
You know what? First of all, I'm gonna say share this page, share Substack. Uh, YouTube, Spotify with your friends, your family. Just send them a link with our link to text messages or whatever you want to do. We really appreciate you guys getting the word out. And as part of the new year, I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're doing good. And whatever journey you're on, stay true to it.
Oh man, later.
Peace.